Hey everyone! Today I'm going to tell you about my second Etsy shop. Now, I have had this shop since last year, but the idea of the product has been around for centuries. I have just, with my creative mind, taken a modern, creative blend on it and created what I have. So the name for my second Etsy shop is Worries Away. I'm going to insert the banner here. And the idea behind this shop is a modern take on the Guatemalan worry doll. I wanted to be able to show you what the traditional Guatemalan worry doll is, and I was going to produce it here, but unfortunately the order of them didn't come in time, and I will have to now insert a picture. I borrowed the picture from Wikipedia, and the theory behind the traditional worry dolls is that they were mainly handmade in Guatemala, and they were made of wire, wool and colourful textile leftovers from the factories there. They were generally dressed, as you can see here in the picture, in a traditional Mayan style. Now the dolls were then given to children, and in tradition and in modern times, worry dolls are given so that brooding and sorrowful children can tell the worry dolls their sorrows, fears and worries, then hide it under their pillow during the night. After this, the child will literally sleep over the whole thing. In the morning, all the sorrows are said to have been taken away by the doll. Worry dolls have also come to play an important role in modern paediatrics and child psychiatry, as it offers the child a kind of imaginary but trustworthy listener or some sort of contact. The doll, in turn, then works as a link for the adult to be able to help the child with their worries and woes. Now, the reason I've taken the worry doll on board is because I've always been a worrier. And to the extent that I would worry that worrying would make my already bad health worse. So it was kind of a catch-22 situation, and I needed some sort of outlet to be able to get rid of the worry so that I could focus on my life. The way I chose to do this was by speaking my worries, and when you speak things, even if it's to yourself in a quiet room, you're able to hear things differently and process it differently and be able to put it to bed and let go of it. In my research of trying to find a way of being able to be happier with things and not to worry about things so much, I came across the history of the Guatemalan worry doll, and it reminded me that I think my sister had a little pouch of four or five of these little traditional worry dolls, and I just, with my creative mind, thought I could do a modern take on this. So I got to thinking and decided to modernise them. I played around and came up with the versions that I'm going to show you now. As I was creating them, they all developed their own little personality, and from that, sometimes the personality gave me a name, and each one is individually named, or the name came to me because of the way I'd created them. The name just popped into my head because it reminded me of a historical figure from films, movie or history. So that's how they got their names. I'm going to do a montage of all the worry dolls that I have available in my Etsy shop at the moment. I have had some previously, but they've been sold and sent off to foreign destinations, and I hope they're making their recipients happy. But here we go to the montage. There are two creations that are actually missing from this collection, and they are my bride and groom. And I made these because there's another time of worry in people's lives, and that is of people's weddings or going into married life. So I thought, if I create a bride and groom worry doll, people can offload their worries about their forthcoming wedding or marriage and keep these as a reminder as the union that they've made to each other. I'll just give you a little close-up now. The bride is in the traditional white dress. It's got her little wedding ring, her tiara or crown, and then a gorgeous little veil. And the groom comes in his wedding suit attire. Very smart. And the cravat or tie can be made in any colour depending on wedding themes and whatever someone should choose. As you have probably noticed, each one has its own little stand, and that's because I wanted them to be something that could be stood on a bedside unit rather than being squished under a pillow. I know that's the traditional use of a worry doll, but I felt these were a little bit too precious to be getting squished and decided to make the stands for them. So the stands consist of a disc of wood, which I have then sanded up to make nice and smooth and drilled the holes in for the legs. Now the thing with these is that every single one of these worry dolls has different height and width legs. So every one of these has to be drilled precisely, where the holes have to be the right diameter, they have to be the right width apart, and they also have to be a certain depth. So every one has to be measured precisely to be able to stand up straight. Every worry doll comes with its own organza bag and little heart charm as a reminder of the personality that is behind each one of these. And it also comes with a card explaining the use of the worry doll. And I won't bore you with reading it, but you can pause the screen if you would like. So each one comes with its own little card with their names on. So it's kind of like a little certificate naming the doll and making it a little bit more personable to the person who's receiving it. As you can see, there is a huge variety and no one of those are the same, even the sets of twins. Or brothers and sisters, they're all slightly different. They've all got their own characters, their own names, and they're just really sweet little creations that hopefully serve a purpose to allow adults and children to worry less. As with any creative brain, there are always ideas still in there, and I'm already thinking of the next things that I want to do with this shop. One of them is to create family portraits so that you can have an interpretation of your family within worry dolls. And also the other thing is for me to create little creatures, so cats and dogs, so you could add them to the family or just have a little cat or dog worry doll if that's what you choose to tell your woes to. Thank you for taking the time to listen and to let me show you what Worries Away is about and the theory behind it. If you do want to go and have a look at the shop, you're more than welcome. I will leave a link in the description below. As always, I will be back again soon with another update and lots more things to show you.